What's up, guys? God's Elite back with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Age of Triumph Bungie stream from the other day. I was not able to watch it live. I was at work, so I came home real quick and recorded it. I have it playing next to my face over here. So I did watch it, and so I want to talk about it with you guys, explain some things, talk about some new information if you didn't get to watch it. So I have it playing next to me. If I need them to come in and I want to quote them or use what they say, then I'll just pause myself and let them talk. But I've got my little card here with everything I want to talk about. We're going to do this in a few videos, so this is raids are the part one. Next, we're going to talk about just kind of the rest of the event as a whole and what we can expect from next week's stream, and then we'll also talk about some special rewards that we can get for completing Age of Triumph and everything else. So real quick, for the raids, I'm going to do this in a couple parts. First, I'm going to talk about the general info that we just want to know. Next, I'm going to talk about some changes that have been made. We're going to talk about the gear for these raids, and then the weekly raid setup, how everything works. So I'll have that divided up in here. But let's go ahead and get it started. So for general info, all the raids are going to come up to 390 light. So in the past, when you played Crota, you were, I think, level 32 or something. I can't remember now. I think it was 32, 31. And the enemies were level 33. Vault of Glass, they were level 30 or something like that. And you were level 29, 28. So you were out-leveled by the enemies. Now they're going to be level 42. But that won't matter. They're going to be 390 light. So you're going to out-light them. So it's not going to be as hard as it was when we originally played back in year one or whenever it is you started playing those raids. So they'll all be 390 light. This includes Vault of Glass, Crota, King's Fall, Wrath Machine, everything. It's going to be its own little thing that you can pick in the little bar when you select the raid and select your level. It'll be in the little menu. The old raids themselves will still be there. So like if you wanted to go do a Vault of Glass that is still light level 29 or whatever it was, the normal mode, the original one that came out first, you can still do that. They're not going to get rid of those. They're not going to change anything about it. If you still want to do normal mode Crota from back in the day, you can do that. But you'll have a third option of being able to select the newest they're coming out with. Also, this is just a fun little thing that they added that I think is very important. So Vault of Glass, unlike all the other raids, Vault of Glass starts off in a public space. Now, Crota kind of starts off in a public space, but people can't get to you. King's Fall, you're alone in the ship when you start, and then Wrath Machine, you're alone in that little area as well. Vault of Glass is the only one that has the public area. So when you fight the Minotaurs to get into the door, they're going to be the same level they've always been out there in that public area. So it's going to be easy to get in the door. It's not going to be hard at all. That way, people coming through, like they said in the stream, it's not a 390 Minotaur shooting level 12 people, messing them up. So those people can still come help you if they want to. Take some bullets if you want them to, so you don't have to worry about that. So I think that's a small thing that they've left that I really like. It keeps the the integrity of the game together. Let's see what else we got. Challenges. So there will be an Atheon challenge. There will be a Templar challenge. He said there's 4 new challenges. So maybe I'm imagining a Crota challenge, maybe. And I'm also imagining possibly a Daughters challenge. I mean, I don't know what the other 2 could be, but we know that those 2 are 2 of them so far. If I can find in the video where they talk about that, I'll throw it in there real quick. After that, so for changes, they've made a few changes within the raids and how things are going to go. In the Vault of Glass, because that's the only one we've seen so far, we actually got to see them play a little bit in the Vault of Glass in the Templar area. So one of the first things they've changed is before you fight the Templar, when you've got to shoot the man, what are them things called? The little shiny orbs of light. Come on. The oracles. When you're shooting the oracles and the Templars coming out and everything, used to that took a really long time. They're shortening that so that you can get right into the fight a lot faster. So I think that'll be fun because they were right when they said in the stream that, it sucks when you get to the very end of that and it takes forever, and you die, and you have to start over. So they're changing that. Cheese fixes. So they talk about this for Vaulted Glass. They didn't mention it for anything else, but I can assume that maybe they're going to try to change some stuff in the other raids. So Vaulted Glass, when you jump down into the Templar area, used to you could stay up there. You could have a Warlock jump down, and it would start the encounter. The Warlock would just die as you jump down, revive up top, and the thing would start, but you would stand up there, shoot everybody from cover, and kill the oracles, and then the Templar would come in. Somebody would go down, hide, and then you'd just stay up there and everybody would be fine. Now they said if you wanted to do that before, you still can, but you won't be able to hide as well as you could before. You're going to have to dodge more bullets. So they've made some changes to the cheeses that you could do. They've gutted Crota's Inn and redone everything. So I'm assuming that they've made some changes to possibly where the lamp is in Crota, where you can jump up and solo it. I'm thinking they maybe moved that a little bit or made the wall a little higher, one. And then also in the bridge, I'm sure they probably made some sort of change to where you can't get up on top of the tower and you can't get across with the sword. So we'll just have to wait and see with that. Also, another thing that they've made changes to is used to, you had the sparrow you got from Atheon and from Crota. We didn't have sparrows in Kingsfall or Wrath of the Machine. So we're now going to have sparrows in there, which I could put that under the gear section, but I feel like it's just something, I feel like it's a different kind of change. So we're getting sparrows. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what they'll look like, but a Siva-y sparrow or like a bony looking Kingsfall sparrow, I think that would look really cool. Because for me, I didn't like the way the Grave Robber looked for Crota's Inn. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. So hopefully they'll have some cool looking sparrows. So for the gear. Now the gear in all these raids are going to be able to go up to 400 light. You can't take the gear that you got in year one from Vault or whatever and bring it up to 400. They're not going to allow you to infuse it. They have new gear. From what it looks like in the trailers, it looks like the same, like the Titan helmet. It looks the same. I think they just changed it a little bit. So now all the gear for each raid set is going to have 2 ornaments. So you're going to have 2 ornaments for Vaulted Glass, you're going to have 2 ornaments for Crota, you're going to have 2 ornaments for Kingsfall, and an additional ornament set for Wrath of the Machine, right? So that's a lot of ornaments right there. And we're not getting, they haven't said anything about new vault space. But maybe week 3 they might help us with the vault space. I'm hoping for extra vault space because that's a ton of crap. But there's also the discussion of what does it matter? We're getting Destiny 2 in September, so who cares about vault space at this point? Because you're not. What are you saving it for? Nothing. So not only does everything go up to 400, we're getting new versions of the sets that I think still look the same. We're also getting better loot drops. So now it's not like we're going to be going into the raids like it was year 1 or with even Kingsfall before the April update last year. Now we're going to be getting gear like we get now, which is very generous. And we're going to be getting a lot of loot, especially from the challenges, I feel like from the challenges, we're going to get a ton of crap. So I don't think you should have to worry about getting the gear you want. I think we're going to get the weapons and the armor and everything as quickly as we want to get it. And if you're 400 light, everything is going to drop for you at 400 light. So you don't have to worry about it being 399 or anything. It's going to be 400. You're good to go. Now, if you're not 400, it's just going to keep scaling up for you. So, I mean, that's not a bad thing. You'll get to 400. Even if you don't get to 400, we're almost to Destiny 2. It don't really matter. You can only take with you your class and your face. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. Also, elemental primaries. Now, this is, I'll probably put the quote up somewhere in here. But elemental primaries are a big discussion because they took them out, and man, I want them back. So Deej made a comment.
Elemental primaries from the Vault of Glass, how that will impact the sandbox.
So I feel like we're getting Arc Fatebringer back. Now, the reason I think this is great is because when it's Arc Nightfall, I would rather use Fatebringer than I would use Zalo, because then I can bring my Thunderlord back out and enjoy the crap out of that. So I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great change, especially here at the end of Destiny 1's cycle before Destiny 2 comes out. So let's hope for elemental primaries, and maybe, just maybe, they might throw some Wrath of the Machine and Kingsfall elemental primaries up in there for funsies. So we'll just have to wait and see. Also, we're going to be getting new armor. So it's not just going to be you know, the standard stuff. We're going to be getting new stuff as well. And they'll talk about that next week, and well, the third week, I think. But we'll get into that much later. But lastly, let's get into the weekly raid stuff. So for the weekly raid challenge, every single week in the bottom left hand of your little menu bar that's got the Nightfall, the weekly Crucible, daily mission, all that stuff, you're going to have a weekly raid symbol. The first week is going to be Crota's End. They said the second week is going to be Vault of Glass. The third week is going to be King's Fall, so we can assume the fourth week is going to be Wrath of the Machine. This gives us a 4-week cycle, which means that each month you're going to be able to play each raid and get an ornament. Now, I don't know if you get one per character or if it's... We don't really know yet. It may be one per challenge that you complete. So we'll talk about that a little bit. So for Crota, they haven't confirmed whether it's going to be Crota Challenge or not. But anytime a raid is a weekly challenge, every single challenge mode there is going to be active. So like Vault of Glass, we're getting Atheon Challenge, which they say is the hardest challenge they've ever created, which hopefully it'll be a lot of fun too. But that and the Templar Challenge will both be active during that week that it is the weekly raid. So that means during King's Fall, War Priest, Golgoroth, and Oryx challenges will all three be active. Now, I don't know if you can get an ornament from each of those encounters, because if that's the case, if you got 3 characters, you do a Vault of Glass, you're going to get 6 ornaments, right? If you're doing King's Fall, that's 3 challenges, that's 9 ornaments on all 3 characters, right? If you're doing Wrath of the Machine, that's 2, so that's 6, you know, again. If you're doing Crota, the only thing I think you can really do is him, like Crota, unless they figure out some way to make, you know, I mean, the Death Singer. I mean, you could try to do the Death Singer. I just don't think they'll do it because they didn't do a challenge for the daughters. So I just don't think they'll do it, but they haven't told us yet, so we'll find out later. So there's going to be a weekly raid, and it's going to have all challenges for that raid active. You get ornaments for that. You get special gear that you can't get from playing them elsewhere. So like if it's Crota the first week, you can go play. Well, we'll talk about. Well, all right, fine. Let's talk about this a month after it comes out. If you go play the weekly raid and it's King's Fall, and you go play Crota on 390, you select it yourself, and it's not the weekly, you can still get 400 like Crota gear. You just can't get the ornaments or the special gear that you get from doing the weekly. It's just like the Nightfall stuff. You can't get the Nightfall, you know, rewards at the very end doing a normal strike. So it's going to be set up like that. Now, one thing they did bring up, and the clip is pretty long, them explaining it, so I probably won't show it. But basically what they said is the first week it comes out on March 28th, we're going to have Crota's End as the weekly raid challenge, right? But he said then the next week we'll get King's Fall, or next week we'll get Vault of Glass, then King's Fall, and then Wrath of the Machine. And then Deej said, so that means you're going to get a new raid each week during the month of April, right? That makes me think that when you first download Age of Triumph or whatever, March 28th, you're not going to be able to play every single raid back to back at 390 yet. You're going to have to wait till the weekly challenge where it comes in, and then it'll be ready for you in the rotation. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. If you can clear that up in the comments, go ahead. But that's what I feel like they said. Other than that, see, new raid, ornaments, that's about it. Crota and Vault of Glass are going to be getting ghosts. So just like I said before, that King's Fall and Wrath are going to be getting sparrows, Crota and Vault are going to be getting ghosts. So we got some new gear to get. I'm sure they'll do some artifacts. They haven't really said anything about that, but I'm sure there'll be artifacts in there somewhere. But that's pretty much it as far as all the raid stuff goes. I feel like if I missed anything, leave it in the comments. Let me know. Next week we'll be talking about the weekly activities, not just the weekly raid challenge, but the new Nightfall, the new strike thing, and there's a new little symbol down there that we don't know what it is yet, so we'll find out next week. And I'll be sure to come at you with a video detailing everything about that as well. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. It really helps out the channel. I think that we're going to have plenty of content with Age of Triumph till September when Destiny 2 comes out for me to be able to give to you guys and for you to play at home. So I think it's going to be a great thing. Comment below, let me know, is there anything that I should have added or something that you saw that maybe you could explain better? And also subscribe for more Destiny content. As soon as we get news on stuff, I'm going to be making videos and posting on Twitter and everything else that I can do. So if you want to, you can go on over to my Twitter channel at IamGodsElite. Follow me if you want to know when my streams are, any new information, when stuff's coming up, I'll let you know. That's it, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your week and your day, and I'll see you in the next video.
From the day your ghost woke you, your light has been our beacon. You defended this city from the worst the darkness sent against us. Atheon, Crota, Oryx, Axis. When you are called on, you will do it again. The city's children tell your story to each other. Pretending to be guardians, they grow braver and more powerful with each retelling. They are no longer afraid. You have shown them, and you have shown me, what it is to hope. You have led us to a new age, Guardian. An age of triumph and remembrance. Today and tomorrow and every day, you fight for us. You fight for the traveler. You fight for those who fled here from 1,000 nations looking for refuge. We thank you, Guardian, and we will never forget.